Okay. Oh, I'm sorry if those who aren't in the shade. Try and... How are we? Ka pai huhana. Our tino taitokero MP. We'll wait, make sure we get you in there. Cool. Ka pai? Okay. I just don't make sure I won't trip over any MPs. Okay. Tēnā koutou katoa. Last year, around Matariki, I took leave from Parliament to receive treatment for breast cancer. Stepping aside from mahi, right when I felt most needed on some really big issues, was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Today, I am so excited to mark my return in the heart here of Taitokero, surrounded by and drawing strength from my Green Party whānau and my people of the North. Following 2 operations, chemotherapy and radiotherapy, I am doing well and I am getting better and stronger each day. This week marks the anniversary of the signing of Te Tiriti o Waitangi. I'm delighted to be able to re-enter the world of politics right here, where our founding document and agreement was signed. And just as Te Tiriti underpins the constitution of Aotearoa, it also underpins the constitution of Te Pāti Kākāriki. Te Tiriti guides our commitment to the well-being of people and planet. Right now is a moment of gratitude for me. I am so thankful to be well and to have the opportunity to return to my work. I am grateful beyond words for the support of my whānau. The aroha and manaaki from so many people, especially from those who have also been impacted by breast cancer, has meant everything to me. I also want to particularly acknowledge the kaimahi hauora, the doctors and nurses and health workers who have helped me through this. If the past months have given me anything, it is refreshed perspective and renewed belief in the power of community. As our colleague Efeso Collins so eloquently said, no one stands alone, no one succeeds alone, and no one suffers alone. These values of care should be at the heart of every decision by every government. But those aren't the values that this government is showing us in their decisions. When the Prime Minister doesn't even want to show up to Waitangi, he's showing us he is not the person for the job. He doesn't want to govern for the people of this nation. This government is selling out on our communities while lining the pockets of the wealthy few. They are threatening to privatise the services we all rely on while shredding protections for people and planet. They are trying to divide us, but what I have seen in response is genuine kotahitanga around a vision for Aotearoa where everyone thrives, where we uphold Te Tiriti and live in harmony with Papatūānuku. People in the community are streaks ahead of this government in knowing what kotahitanga looks like. Aotearoa deserves better than what it is getting. Alongside Chloe and my team, I will continue to work from the grassroots to build the change we need. Communities have solutions and they need a government that backs them. 50 years ago, people got organised for the Land March Hikoi. A hikoi that showed the nation Te Tiriti is forever. 50 years later, people are sending the same message. It's time to get this anti-Tiriti government out of power. I am excited to grow our green movement and strengthen our relationships with communities right across the motu. True power comes from the community. This is the power we will build and bring to the heart of Parliament. Let's get stuck in. I am happy to take some questions from here.
How ready are you to fight this government, Marama?
Kia ora, Jenna. This job has always given me such purpose. I am keen. I am connected to what people have been saying. It's not just about being anti-Tiriti. It's about this government creating divisive policies and moves like this so that they are not focusing on the work of getting access to healthcare across our communities, of ending poverty, of ending homelessness. Because we are seeing and hearing the people, this really encouraged me. This mahi has always given me purpose, and I'm really keen to get back into it with my team.
Do you feel well enough to come back?
I do. I think also that a bit more balance would be good for the country, actually. I think the country would be better off if we all understood the importance of cherishing our well-being. There's something to be said there. We should be a country where you can do the work that you're passionate about without burning out, where you can do the work that you care about without being harmed. I actually think we would have a better nation, a better Aotearoa, if we got the balance a little bit right. While I am keen to get back into it because I'm motivated by the strength I'm seeing around the communities, I also know that I can only give my best to the kaupapa if I balance well-being, and that's something for all of us to consider.
What's it like for you being at home focusing on your well-being while a lot happened since Matariki?
Gino, you take me back to the day that we announced in Parliament that I had been diagnosed with breast cancer. It was really hard to leave this job. It was really hard because it was out of my control. It wasn't my decision to put down the tools. And it had been such a big identity for me to be involved in this collective mahi. I didn't know anything else. After the first surgery, that put to bed really quickly any chance of me thinking I was going to be able to work at the same time. And recovery and healing had to be my focus. Standing on the sidelines though and seeing things like the people rising up around the country to support Te Tiriti and the hikoi actions around the country, gosh, that was FOMO. I ran out into my backyard and grabbed my flag and took a photo to try and desperately feel a part of this energising, something I don't think we have seen or even... Did we even bank on that? Did we know that we were going to see such an uprising around the country? And it was hard, but really vibrant to see the diverse voices. My uncle had never ever before, 70 plus years, had never before even thought about being part of politics. And here he was asking me how to help him make a submission to support Te Tiriti, but against the Treaty Principles Bill. I was watching whānau online, whānau who had never taken part in hikoi or protest before, making their signs and getting out on the streets. That diversity of the nation, sending a clear message to this government, they are showing us what kotahitanga is. This government is completely disconnected from the grassroots communities around the country.
So from you would have had quite an intimate look at the health system over the last little while. What was it like going through that moment?
What is really important to me is we have a country that could support everyone to put their health first and not have to worry about finances. We have a country where it is possible to say to people, actually, your health and your whānau are all you need to be worrying about right now. And what I experienced through my treatments was thinking, oh, heck, I really want people to be able to just focus on their health and well-being. I also want to acknowledge that the health workers, the kaimahi, my goodness, they're doing their best. They're doing their best while they are seeing trash after trashing after trashing of the support for our frontline health workers, for our health systems. They are seeing the demise of that support in the decisions that this government is making. For example, rolling back the Māori Health Authority, but they're still doing their best to take care of their patients, to take care of people who need help.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Do you feel nerves? being back? This is kind of your first, official emergence back into politics.
Yeah, of course. I've been living quite a different life in a bubble of whānau and really focusing on trying to be well. I have been living a different life from anything I've known for probably my past 20 years of existing. Coming back, speaking to the media again after not speaking to the media for months. I never knew how overwhelming it was going to be. The morning that my first interview went out, it was an overwhelming feeling. I looked at my husband and I was like, oh, this is what it's like to do my job. But I'm really grateful for those of you who have come today to help send the message, because if nothing else, those months of trying to get better, those months of trying to get through cancer treatments really showed me the power of community and how important it is to have people be supported, but how important it is for people to be able to give support. That's the politics that I'm rushing back to. That's the politics that I actually want to say that differently, that my team are helping me to come back in a safe way.
Yeah. I was going to say, you must be so glad to see us again.
You are an important part of helping us get our messages out to communities. You are an important part of this mahi for us to have a voice, and we think we've got something to say, so thank you for being here.
Very welcome, thank you for being here. What does politics, your participation in politics look like going forward? Will you be coming back full time, or is it kind of a partial ease in?
Yeah, I'm on the one hand, I'm so keen to be a part of this collective mahi and to support our communities again. On the other hand, it's really important for me to be honest. People, well, not just people recovering from cancer treatments or illness, but anyone coming back into the workplace after some time away, I think we have to be really caring and understand that the way that we can give our best mahi is by getting that balance better. I'm not looking to try and be in, for example, 3 cities in one day, which I've been known to do in the past. I'm certainly looking to protect my weekends for a little bit. I think that if we have an opportunity to show people, it's positive. It's positive to have a bit more balance as we come back into the workplace from any sort of challenge.
Why did you choose Waitangi as the time to come back?
It's an ideal time for me to make my return to politics. Helped a little bit by the timing of having come through surgeries, chemotherapy and radiation treatment, yes. But I purposefully wanted to give attention to the importance of upholding te mana I te Waitangi, te mana I Waitangi. I purposely wanted to pick up on the excitement and vibe of the nation, sending a clear message that they stand for kotaitanga. Waitangi is also a perfect place to be able to do that.
Marama, how does Waitangi feel different this year to not only have the Treaty Principles Bill as a coalition agreement, but actually before Select Committee at the moment?
It feels different because never before have I felt such huge energy for people who want to protect it, for people who want to protect te tiriti. It feels like a fantastic opportunity to be here together. I think we'll see some more large crowds like we did last year. I think we are seeing more and more people who know that we've had generations now, decades of work about strengthening relationships, working together, whether it's for cleaning up wetlands, whether it's for looking after the community, for feeding people in the community. We have now got generations of that work, and people are seeing the attacks on the treaty and they're like, nah, we've been doing really good mahi here, we're not going to let any government threaten the relationships building work that we've done.
Marama, you mentioned the Land March of 1975.
Yes, I did.
It's anniversary this year. 75, of course, Labour was in power, and Tina Cooper is one of the leaders of the Land March, was closely associated with National. Do you think there are lessons there about the two major parties over the last 50 years in terms of their role in relation to the treaty?
What the Greens mahi is to show all other political parties that Te Tiriti absolutely offers us a way to protect our climate, to protect our communities, to protect our oceans, our rivers, our soils, and to protect people. And that's, I think, the message is for all political parties, and it's one that the Greens are proud about. I spoke in the beginning about te tiriti underpinning our party constitution. Regardless of any political party, that offers us a type of politics that where we could be the envy of the world, actually. That's a message that every political party should be taking, and I'm proud that it's one at the core of Te Pāti Kākāriki.
Last year, in terms of the government porphyry, we had people heckling, David Seymour and Winston Peters singing over them, that kind of thing. Pita Tipene and others were saying that that's not acceptable, or they didn't consider that acceptable, and they want to see an improved behaviour this year. What's your kind of view of that kind of expression of opposition from general public, and what would your message be to them?
I grew up here in Hokianga. Taitokiro is my homeland. I grew up seeing the aunties shut down kōrero that they knew was rubbish. I grew up seeing the tools of the marae being used by the home people. I grew up seeing the ways that we could send a clear message to people on the paipai, and that's actually just normal upbringing. That was my marae in Whirinaki and Motukraka. Those are ancient tools. Those are ancient tikanga of being able to send a clear message. We will always listen to what the people are saying. We will always listen to the vibe of the people, and I think that's the message in it, is why were people feeling that they needed to shut some speakers down.
So in your view, is that kind of opposition okay during a porphyry like that? Like, if it were to happen again this year, are you comfortable with that?
Kei te hau kainga te mana. It really is up for the people on each marae, and I am not from these particular marae, but it really is up to the people of each marae to work that out themselves, to take that debate. I guess all I can say is on my marae, I've always seen the tools used by particularly our wahine and our kuia to have a say about what is being said.
What do you make of Christopher Luxon deciding not to come here this year?
He's sending a real clear message. He's not up to the job. He's not the person to be Prime Minister because he doesn't want to show his face. And leadership means that you turn up, especially in the tough times. Leadership means that you actually take control and be clear about what you stand for when your coalition parties also are throwing quite divisive politics out there. This was a massive opportunity. He's been clear he's not the person for the job.
You say that because of where the Treaty Principles Bill and other legislation is at the moment, or are you opposed to the idea of the Prime Minister not being at Waitangi for Waitangi?
With the Treaty Principles Bill, it's not just the Treaty Principles, with the regulatory standards, all of the assaults to people and planet that are happening. The people are going to be here. This is when the Prime Minister, if he wants to govern for everyone in the nation, this is when the Prime Minister has an opportunity to come and listen, to come and confront, to come and front up to people. He's not up to the job, and that's the clear message that he's sending.
Generally speaking, do you take issue with the Prime Minister not being at Waitangi for Waitangi?
Yes.
In general?
Yes, I do. It's the job of a Prime Minister to show up. This is one of the most significant days of the political year, and it always has been, and he should be here.
Do you think he's ashamed to be here?
You'd have to ask him, honestly. I can understand why he would think that there's going to be some feelings here at Waitangi, but that's his job, is to face them and listen to them. People have said, hey, ko teitanga, that's what this country should be about, and you're not doing it. And it's his job to come and listen and take some action around that. Thank you very much for coming. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Kia ora.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Have your co-leader.
I mean, look at her. Listen to it. I'm feeling an immense amount of gratitude to be here with the Honourable Marama Davidson today. We made a commitment as a caucus when we had a kōrero about her news that we would hold the space for Marama. Having her here, especially with the significance of this political moment, I think means a lot.
Thank you. Thank you all. Kia ora.
Up there, boss? That way?
Yeah, we'll go that way. Eh?